Hello, I'm your humble host, Fizz Ed Music, and this right here is Urban Politics. Want to thank you all for liking and subscribing as you do. Please, as soon as you have a chance, take a little self on over to YouTube, like and subscribe. Fizz Ed Music, Urban Politics. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to jump right into it like a car and drive because there's all types of tasty and delicious politics to sink our teeth into. Of course, you know what we're going to talk about off rip, right? We got to talk about the debates. Must see TV, ladies and gentlemen. Laughing off rip. You know why I'm laughing. You know why I'm laughing. Hide your cats, hide your dogs. Looks like people are eating people's pets in Springfield. That's garbage. That's a lie. Let's talk about it. Anyway, let me start the debates. Yeah, they're eating cats and dogs. In Springfield, Ohio. That was wrong. Totally fabricated story, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to say the Haitian immigrants were eating people's pets in Springfield, Ohio. What the? When I heard, okay, right. I guess the story goes that staffers begged him to not go there or do any of this wild stuff during the debate. They told him to stick to the issues. Don't get into all that misogynistic stuff. Don't get into all that racist stuff. Just stick to the issues. There was a woman by the name of Laura Loomer. I guess she's a big time Republican or whatever, but she has Trump's ear. She got in his ear and told him, no, you got to keep it real with the American people and let them know what's going on. And then that's when that guy goes out there and says the wildest thing you have ever heard anybody ever say in a debate about somebody eating people eating cats and dogs and all that other stuff, right? It's so hilarious because, you know what I'm saying? I think, well, I don't think, here's what it is. There was a story, and it was a story about a woman who she had beat a cat's head in front of her neighbors, and then she ate the cat in front of the neighbors. And I think that happened on the east side of Columbus. And that did happen. Was that woman a Haitian immigrant or not? I'm not sure. I saw a picture of the woman, and you could clearly see that she's mentally ill. And that's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. I guess they said that, the neighbors reported that she had beat this cat's head in and then proceeded to eat it in front of the neighbors and other bystanders looking on. That did happen. First of all, whether the woman was Haitian or not, you cannot say because one Haitian person ate a cat that's what they all do. You cannot do that. That's racist. That's generalizing. You can't do that. That's number one. Number two, there's no correlation to be drawn there. Like I said, this woman was obviously, if you see her picture, she's obviously mentally ill. You know what I'm saying? So there's deeper things going on here than just her being hungry or her being Haitian or whatever. So it looks like they heard that story and then they did what the right do. Then they start adding stuff in and kind of made their own convoluted tale of how people are eating, or how Haitian immigrants are eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio. Pathetic and sad, but that's the only thing it made it look like too. I mean, that was the worst debate performance I've seen in a long time from anyone. The last debate, Joe Biden didn't look so great. That wasn't a great debate for him either. But that debate for Trump, it might have been the final nail in his coffin. Now, he'll never step down. He'll never go out gracefully. And even when he loses, he's going to claim that it was rigged, and they're probably going to play some games where they're going to try and get the Supreme Court to overturn it. They're going to see this thing through to the end. But at the end of the day, even Trump knows that was it for him because that was ridiculously bad. Now, so here's that. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's mad at Laura Loomer because, of course, it got out that, Laura Loomer is supposedly the reason why he got up there and started talking all that madness, because she got in his ear and she was like, no, keep it real with the American people and da-da-da-da-da. So now her and Marjorie Taylor Greene have been going back and forth at it or whatever. And I actually think Marjorie Taylor Greene is not so upset that Laura Loomer may have influenced Trump to say some of this crazy stuff. I think she's just mad that lady's in Trump's ear and she's not. So there's beef right there. She mad that woman got in Trump's ear and she don't, because she wishes she had it, or she tries to act like she's so much further in that circle than she really is. She's on Trump's jock, but she's not in that group. She's not in that circle. She wishes she were. And it looks like Laura Loomer is. But Marjorie Taylor Greene ain't. And I think that's what she's really mad about. So there's that. They going back and forth. Some infighting in the Republican gang. Hilarious. And then this Laura Loomer lady makes a racist joke on, I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm not calling it X, on Twitter. And she takes about, and the joke was about how, if you get Kamala Harris in there and Tim Walz in there or whatever, they're going, the White House is going to smell like curry and, what she say, curry and collard greens. I don't know if I'm spelling that right. She said collard greens. First of all, Laura Loomer, you're racist. They're collard greens. Second of all, you's a racist mofo who don't know your butt from a hole in the ground. So there's that. You got Trump's here right now. You can get my... Anyway, let me chill out. It's a family show, ladies and gentlemen. But the likes of this Loomer character, she just another one of these buffoons on the right saying racist things, doing racist things. They little dog whistle, they little wanking and all the racism to their, saying to that base. She's a dork and a sleazeball. So anyway, there's that. Kamala had a great night. She went in there and she ate Trump's lunch. She killed the guy. You know what I'm saying? She went in there and handled his butt to him. That's the way you do a debate, by the numbers. She went in there, she talked about the issues. She let the American people know that here's some stuff that I'm going to do that's going to help you. I didn't hear Trump say one thing that's going to help any American, Democrat or Republican. Kamala said, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this for you. I want to bring this to the American people. I want to give this to the American people. That's called campaigning. That's called winning a campaign. She's poised to take this thing all the way home, right? And I tell you, that debate performance, it was amazing. My dude, I'm going to say, my man Jakai is my brother from another mother, one of the great political minds who I talk to all the time. He told me, he said, man, I'm proud of her. And I said, I am too, man. She went in there, she ate Trump's lunch. Boy, she put on a hell of a performance. That debate was great. Like I said, she was poignant. She was pinpointed. She knew what she was talking about. She was right there with the issues. He wasn't ready for her. He ain't ready for her. He wasn't ready for that, and it showed. Heck, even the right was going on and on and on about how he was just terrible. How they were like, he should have prepared. He should have known a little something about a little something, and he should not have opened his mouth about, Haitian immigrants eating dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio, because it's just not happening. It's a made-up story, right? So, anyway, there's that. Watch this space election in 2024. Please vote. If you haven't voted, register to vote. I need to mail back. What it is I guess you have to tell them that you want an absentee ballot. Then they mail you a thing to request an absentee ballot. So now I filled that out. Now I got to send that back, and then they'll actually send the absentee ballot. I'm doing all that now, right? Because the election's coming. So if you want to vote absentee, you need to get in the mix and start doing that too. I'm doing it because absentee is my favorite way to vote, has been for years. Absentee ballot, you vote here at the house or wherever your house is with a cup of coffee in your hand, maybe while you watching CNN or NBC or one of them, right? Or Fox News, if that's your thing. One of them. And you fill out your candidates and all that stuff at your leisure. You put it back in the mailbox and you voted. You're done with it. You ain't got to stay in a line. You ain't got to do all that stuff. Now, some people like that stuff. And I have back in my younger years, too. But I'm older now. I just want to vote and get it done with. So I do it absentee. I do it at the house. You can, too, ladies and gentlemen. Look into that. Real easy to do. And it's a great way to vote. And just take care of it and be done with it. As long as you're not on the fence. And who right now is on the fence? After that debate, if you're on the fence, bang yourself. Beanie Siegel said that. Bang yourself if you still on the fence. This is ridiculous. Come on, man. Come on. After that debate, you already know. You're either a trumpeter or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You are either or trying to see this nation progress with Kamala and Mr. Walz, or you're not. I can't understand who these people who are still straddling the fence are still middle of the road. I don't know how I feel. You don't know how you feel? I don't think there could be more of a distinction drawn between Trump and Miss Harris. So I don't know how you straddle the fence on that. You don't know how you feel. That's what I said. So moving on. This right here, I'm just saying, what? That's what this is. What? Because when I heard this, I was like, what? So you check it out. The 5 richest men on the planet have $869 billion in money, in wealth, right? They said so if they spent $1 billion a day, it would take 476 years to spend all that money. Think about that. Let me read it again, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. The 5 richest men on the planet have $869 billion of wealth. So if they spent $1 billion a day, it would take 476 years to spend all that money. That is a lot of money, right? These men could end world poverty. They could and still be good. We got a lot of billionaires out here who got a lot of money, but they're not necessarily interested in doing anything for anybody else. That is the society that we have created, ladies and gentlemen. That falls on us. Because I think about it all the time. We got so many people who have so many billions of dollars, but they're not interested in ending world hunger. They're not interested in helping humanity. Why is that? Because that's not nothing that we teach around here. We don't foster those values in people. People don't see the value in helping their loved ones. People don't see the value in helping their friends and family and neighbors. So that's what you get. You get people who have accumulated all this amounts of wealth and resources just to keep it for them and theirs. You know, Lord bless us for and no more. And that's sad. But that's America for you. And I do like sometimes there was an article I was reading a while ago about of course how they want to get rid of the free lunch program. Republicans love doing that, getting rid of the free lunch for your kids. So in a lot of areas the free lunch is gone, or a lot of kids just aren't eligible for it. So they showed this one school where this little girl, she took it upon herself to start fundraising, and then she got all this money, and she didn't just pay for her lunch. She said, no, I'm gonna pay for every kid's lunch who can't afford it. So she basically went in there and said, free lunch on me, kids. And this little girl put the school on her back and raised free lunch money for everybody. That's amazing. That's amazing. That warms the cockles of my heart, ladies and gentlemen, because when I hear stories like that, then I'm like, oh, there is some faith for this humanity. Because a lot of times I have too much faith for humanity. But when I hear about that little girl having the wherewithal to say, you know what, I can help. I can do something to help. And wow, did she help? I think they said somehow she raised enough money for that year. So any kid who couldn't eat a lunch for that year, lunch was on her. I'll let her see it. There was another little boy who did the same thing, raised all these money and paid off any kid who couldn't afford their lunch ticket. He paid it off. Said, you can get you a lunch on me. Lunch is on me. Heck, lunch is on me for the year. I love to see it. And what they say, a babe shall lead them. These are children. These are kids. These are 10, 11, 12-year-olds I'm talking about who took it upon themselves to do that. That renews my faith in humanity. You know what I'm saying? So you see stuff like that and you're like, that's good. People do still care about each other, but not enough. Because when you hear numbers like this, $1 billion a day, they could spend $1 billion a day and still be rolling in it. Why don't you go on and end world hunger? These guys could do that, it looks like, in a week or two. I don't know who these 5 guys are, but if they got together and just start throwing money out in about a week or two, world hunger, now they're looking for another problem to solve because they be done, world hunger be over. But they're not interested in helping, and that's sad. So I don't know, society. I think we need to do a better job of letting our children know that it's important to care about others. It's important to help out your fellow neighbor. It's important to help out your fellow man. And it sounds corny and cliche. No, I know a lot of you people right now hearing me like, man, get that corny-ish out of here. But you know what? A lot of times things sound corny, they sound cliche, and they're the truth. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's true, ain't it? If you're eating healthy, you ain't going to have to go to the doctor much. That's real, right? It's cliche, but it makes 100% sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes so much sense, all right? So anyway, moving on, because it's almost time for me to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Now I want to talk about something that's kind of close to home. I'm talking about Cleveland. Some people call it the mistake on the lake. No diss to my Cleveland people, man. I got a buddy, my man Shaka. I ain't seen him in years. If he in earshot of this, my brother. Hope you're doing well. He's from Cleveland, love Cleveland. I got a lot of boys from Cleveland. They love Cleveland. Cleveland's a good place. I've been here a couple of times. Now, it's a rough place. And that's what we're going to talk about with this. This segment, Safe City. Or maybe a city that's just not so safe. Check me out. Cleveland is one of 2 Ohio cities considered among the least safe in the U.S. Cleveland is combating a surge in violence in 2023. I think it was behind all that pandemic stuff was going on, all that. So it said Cleveland is expected to come close to its record of 195 homicides in a year, which was set 4 decades ago. So they're about to beat that again. It said out of 150 cities, Cleveland is at number 142 as far as unsafe cities. So they said Cincinnati's 147, and Detroit, Michigan finished dead last as unsafe cities, which is something, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because they're talking about what, out of 150 cities, 142, 147, Michigan was 150, which is, I would have thought Detroit would be higher on the list. I'm not going to lie. I've been to Detroit. I got buddies from Detroit. I would have thought it would be higher on the list, but it wasn't. But that's interesting. This is interesting to hear about Cleveland. Because I'm like, wow, what is going on in Cleveland? But a lot of these towns, the manufacturing is left. There's not too many jobs. People are hungry, people are thirsty, people are looking to make a way any way they can, and usually they make a way the way that they can is by robbing their fellow man. You know I used to be a rapper. Anyway. Still am, I'm still an MC, right? But that's real. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these people gotta rob Peter to pay Paul, and then Paul don't get paid at all. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It's hard out here. And sometimes people perpetrate on each other. And that's what you get in big cities, right? And crime is all about proximity. If I'm gonna rob somebody, I'm gonna rob somebody across the street. I'm not gonna go around the corner to rob that guy who wants to travel to rob somebody. I don't want to travel far. You want to do your crimes close to the home because you want to get back home after the crime. Everybody know that. So, unfortunately, though, that's how crime works, right? They also about black on black crime. Well, white on white crime is about the same rate because crime is about proximity. It's not about color. So there's that, ladies and gentlemen. So even with that, it looks like Cleveland is an unsafe city, but there's obviously a lot unsafer, right? And I think all that's relative too. Some people say, what makes a city unsafe? I've lived in a lot of areas that weren't great, but usually if you keep to yourself and don't get involved in drama that might be in your environment, in your neighborhood, in your apartment building, you know, whatever, then you're probably going to be fine. You know, God rest his soul, my brother from another mother, Prism. He was an amazing producer. A lot of people here in Columbus remember Prism. He was an amazing producer. And he always used to tell me, he said, Ed, I don't mind living in a bad neighborhood. He said, I've lived in plenty of bad, I mean, just horrible neighborhoods, gunshots, 24 hours, all of that. He said, as long as you keep to yourself and stay out of drama, you're usually pretty good. I found that you're usually all right. And he's right. He told me that a million years ago. He's been going for a while now. But I remember him saying that to me. And he was right. Usually if you keep to yourself, mind your own business, don't get involved in the drama. Like I said, it might even be right there in your apartment building or outside, you know, of your apartment building in that environment. If you stay out of that, you're usually pretty good. If you don't, yeah, you roll the dice when you're not being nice. Anyway, man, I'm on that tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say? I'm feeling good. That is my time. I want to thank you all for liking and subscribing. As you do, please, as soon as you have a chance, actually after you're done with me running my jibs, go on over to YouTube, let your little fingers do the walking. Like and subscribe. Fizz and Music, Urban Politics. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, see you around like a donut.